Welcome everyone, welcome to a new update, and today we're going to do an educational video and just looking back to what we have seen in the previous week and also answering some of your questions regarding how to survive and what to do next with your portfolio. As I've got many questions from people, they say, I'm down 40-50% with my altcoin. Should I sell my altcoin towards Bitcoin, or should I sell at all and just wait it out, as people are assuming or expecting that we're currently getting a bear market? But before that, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, as we're getting close to 100k subscribers, and that's the way to get verified for me. Then finally, we are hiring staff for our educational platform. If you want to become part of our team, check out the description, as there is the link towards the application form, and maybe you can become part of our entire family. So, crypto crash, how to survive and what to do next. What should you do right now with your portfolio? Well, why is this important? It's important to have a plan when you're trading, but also having an underlying concept of the vision that you have in the portfolio in general, or that I have. Like, if the market is going to be very volatile, you need to have a plan at all times. So for instance, if the market is going to push upwards significantly, you have to understand the actual strategy that you're following by yourself. So if the market goes vertical on the upside, you should have a plan ready where you're going to take profit, or how you're going to use your trades or your take profits in that momentum. But also on the downside, you have to be flexible and you have to be able to make a strategy and a plan, because those downside momentum, you can make a lot of money out of it, and that's why you should always remain liquidity. And I've been saying that on social media quite a lot. Having liquidity is a great tool to become flexible in your portfolio. So once you start trading or investing, you want to know the reasoning behind the decisions that you're making, and you want to have a plan ready before you're going to continue moving in the markets. When the markets start to crash, it could erase your entire view regarding the markets and just KO your mindset. As right now, everybody's like a little confused, doesn't know what's going to happen, and social media is taking over and making that negative bias becoming even way bigger. But that's a topic that we're going to discuss in a little bit. Then also, having a plan works in both ways. I just said it, ultra euphoria, in which you remain balanced, but also ultra depression, in which you remain balanced. Topics: the crash in your portfolio, social media during those times, what's next for the markets and what should you do, and a conclusion. The crash in your portfolio. The markets have crashed and crushed your portfolio. If you are new, you are feeling the first pain in the crypto markets, as markets are not going up forever. It shows you why in the recent times you should not be FOMOing into coins like Dent, Pundi X, Holo Token, or anything that gets the hype or momentum, as they usually come down to the levels prior to the pump, as it's overextended to the upside. And even with meme coins, you should be aware that you should not be investing your entire portfolio into those, as we just recently saw a rug pull with Pancake Bunny. So it showed many lessons in the markets, that you should always be relatively calm, and you should always have a plan. But also, if you're new, these are the first lessons that you're learning throughout investing in markets. If you're experienced, nothing new, you've seen it already, so you can just continue moving forward. Who was selling recently? Well, data shows that newcomers have been selling massively, as they see ultra negativity on social media. It's the first time they see big red numbers on their portfolio, and all those heavy reasons why the markets are crashing, while big whales have been accumulating, large accounts have been increasing their Bitcoin exposure. That shows what's happening. There's a lesson in there. Social media during those times, well, stay relaxed. You don't need to rush into positions, and sometimes you don't have the ability to accumulate that exact altcoin. Right now you are actually getting all those abilities to accumulate those altcoins, but sometimes social media can push you towards decisions you don't want to make from yourself. So during FOMO, social media is an ideal situation where you're going to see all those exactly great posts about altcoins that are doing well and are going to cure for Corona. But when everything is going down, negativity takes over during downwards markets, taking the fear levels towards ultra extreme as everyone tries to find a reason for the drop. So social media has a nature to have a very short-term focus through which sentiment can flip-flop within a day. And probably if the market is going to reverse, you can see that the sentiment is flip-flopping quite fast, and those newcomers that have been selling in the crash are going to FOMOing back into the markets. And there's also a different category of people right now. There's the category of people that are selling right now or were liquidated on their longs, and they are eager to start shorting to markets as revenge trading. And at one point we're going to liquidate those shorts as well, and then we just continue moving as the balance of the market is just a little bit out of control, in which we're just going back to equilibrium in a very short-term manner. So social media wants to find a reason for the drop, while it doesn't change anything as the drop actually happened. So always keep moving forward. It doesn't make sense to look back to a reason for the actual drop. The drop has occurred, and you have to make a plan for the continuation from here and start evaluating what has been happening in the past week. So what's next for the markets and what should you do? Well, in the picture we've got the 2020 March crash example. As we can see down here, that's the 2020 crash. We see that since then the price has been grinding back up, coming back into equilibrium. Most likely we're going to see a very similar case in this perspective or in this example of the market right now, in which we're just getting back to equilibrium, maybe even having a 2013 to 2014 cycle in which 2017, 2018 was completely different, but in 2013 the price also crashed heavily to just continuing the bull cycle since. We could also be seeing a scenario in which we're going to have a longer cycle as the 4-year cycle, in which we're going to top out next year or the year after, in which this entire cycle takes longer than the previous one. But the market crashed in 2020. Price never came back to those levels. Lesson in there. If Bitcoin is going to bounce back up, most likely altcoins are going to continue and are going to bounce back up by themselves. So therefore, it could take time, but in the next week, prices of altcoins can continue surging as the liquidity has been taken from the downside. So I've discussed this topic, but most likely when Bitcoin is going to bounce up, altcoins are eager to follow suit. What should you do? Avoid overtrading, as that's probably what you want to do right now. You want to take profits quite fast to just end your positions break even, as you're expecting the markets to go down even more. And in that perspective, you're going to get into overtrading parts. Also, right now you're going to have the exactly feeling that you didn't take profits enough, that you entered too late, that you have to take profits earlier next time. So what's happening right now is you are down on your positions. You're going to be thinking that the next time you'll be taking profits earlier and more. And by doing that, you're probably going to take profits too early, and then the markets continue to run, and you're going to be FOMOing back into those positions to only get into a crash again. Then you're going to take profits earlier again, etc., etc. So evaluating your own position and your own trades is a good thing to do, but over-analyzing isn't the right way. In which I mean that evaluating what you have been doing with your portfolio is pretty much fine, but sticking to the plan is good, and having the helicopter view and remaining calm with those reviews is what you should be doing at all times. So very sure that the market is just going to bounce back up, especially if the weekly is going to close above 38k, then it's just a retest of that weekly order block and we're just able to continue moving. Conclusion: always have a plan through which you can remain focused on volatile times like the past week. Have a long-term horizon, as the market isn't dead all of a sudden. Bull markets take longer than you can imagine, and remain calm. Thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with my top altcoins that I'm looking at in this crash. And I hope you have enjoyed this update, and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Cheers!